All right, we live.
Hey everybody, it's been a minute, but we are finally back. Tabletop Misfits
Third
has
time's the
returned.
charm.
The late night Gooey adventure has returned. The affordables are excited. I'm excited to get back into this story. It's been 3 whole weeks. Oh, it's been a while, and I'm definitely excited to just return to the chaos that is this wonderful campaign. Um, Before I do, of course, we do want to give a shout out to the people who help us make this thing possible, the people who have been able to give us gifts or donations in other ways. So we definitely want to give those people a shout out. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to all of our new followers, all of our new subscribers. We have finally passed our goal, which was 200 followers. Super excited about that. And I am just ecstatic at how everybody is starting to come together in the community. We have a lot of projects working on in the background that we are excited to show hopefully by the beginning of next year. But we're going to keep those in the closet for right now until we can wear those away a little bit more. And then last but not least, our wonderful player Karis left us last time we were on show. His character has become a part of the show, but not having his control. So I've come up with 2 options. One is you can go to our Twitch page, and you can donate. For every $5 donated is 1 cure spell that Karis will be allowed to give out to anybody within the game at any time. The other way that this is going to work is if we get new subscribers, every time we get a new subscriber, of course, that will also give us an extra point towards a heal spell. And a heal spell is just going to be a cure wounds at level 1, and then we can pump that up as need be based on the amount of donations or amount of subscribers that we get in time. So, and those will continue to move through the story each and every week, so it won't wear out if the user or if the players don't need those. But besides that, Cam, take it away.
James, hang on. You have to do it right. I am coming to you once again, asking for a small donation in order to keep the lights on and feed.
I want to like click the button and be like, oh, the lights are out, but it's way over on the other side of the room, and I don't have the clapper, so that'd been a better option.
But please,
if I would have done that, it would have been scary because then all lights would have went out and I've been really frightened.
If you don't mind, though, a sub would be a huge deal for us.
Yeah.
It really helps keep the lights on. Check if you have a Prime subscription. If you have Amazon Prime and you link it to your Twitch, you can actually give us $5 just for free.
Yep.
If you have given us your Prime sub before, they don't automatically renew. So make sure you go back every month and hit the button again to re-up your subscription. You might even be able to grab a founder badge now. I don't know if we're still early enough in, but please,
I think so.
If you don't mind, throw us that. We'll get more emotes, so there'll be more fun little pictures you can post in chat and that kind of stuff. But thank you for all the support you've given us, and if you can give us just a little bit more, we would appreciate it. That's all I have.
Awesome. Pam, off to you.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
It is.
Oh, wow. Okay. And a big shout out to all our sponsors. As always, we start off with Gooey Cube, who actually brought us all together. My first Gooey DM was Matt.
It was me.
Spiders and wells and things get sticky. And they've done a lot for us and given us a lot of support, as well as bringing us this wonderful, crazy world that we seem to be intent on burning down. Also, we have Kendra from the Fabled Flame, who offers us a chance to give away a really awesome D20 candle every month. Nice. I've heard rumors of something special coming up in the near future. There's also MC Etching, who offers a 15% discount on all his nerdy etching, glassware, barware, flasks, all kinds of fun stuff. He's got a shop over on Etsy, or you can have some custom order items. We also have Corey from Chrysalis Creative Endeavors, who co-hosts Tavern Talks with James on Wednesdays. And of course, we can't forget artist Nat 20, who brought us all our amazing artwork for our characters.
You will see tonight, if you're looking for that, it'll be at the bottom left of the screen. So it'll show everybody's character off at their level right now. I think it's updated. We'll see.
Yeah, so those are all our sponsors. And also, we do still have Support Your Favorite Misfit merchandise over on our Zazzle store. So be sure to check us out over there. We've got some cool new stuff coming up. And we do have a special giveaway tonight since we did hit 200 followers recently. So be on the lookout for that.
Well, thank you all for
And by the
all of
way-
the amazing support.
The only t-shirts on the store that matter are the Del Air t-shirts, but if you want to make everyone else feel better, you can order even photos of all of us.
Hayden's our characters, not us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for
Nobody
the
wants
right
my
price.
face on a shirt.
We can definitely build it so the 5 of us stand together, and I just have to like stand on a tilt or
Can you
something.
imagine how
and be
warped
like,
my image would be to match the image? Like if we did it and stood the way our characters are, you'd have to shrink
You'd have
me.
to be on your knees.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
pretty
in the same
much.
boat, Austin. You'd have
Right?
to
We
take a
both
good
have
2
to get
feet
like
off
shrunk
of
way down.
Yep.
I would like to say too, just as a brief here, if anybody in the chat, if you know any of your friends that like Dungeons and Dragons content or anything tabletop role playing, share the page with them, send it over to them, let them check it out. You guys have been fantastic with the likes, the follows. We greatly appreciate it. If you could share as well, maybe bring some new people into the chat, we would love you even more forever. Thank you.
Yep. And I think, oh wait, we have one more thing, and I apologize. I just remembered. November 17th, we are doing a charity event for Games to Grow. Games to Grow is an amazing organization that allows you, that uses TTRPGs in order to, for therapy reasons and to help people. So we are supporting them completely. So if you do want to come support us on that, it's going to be its own one shot. It's done in the Fey jungle of Zin, and we are excited to. And it will not actually be hosted by me. It will be hosted by my wonderful co-host Corey over at Tavern Talks. He is going to be running the whole thing. We are super excited. We have 3 players. Our very own Decimus will be one of them, but we have 2 other new players that are going to be joining us as well. And I believe that is it. And it's only taken us almost 30 episodes in order to get to the point where we are kind of structured to make some sense.
Nah.
Wait, are we live?
The night's
I
young.
thought this was a practice.
Oh no.
Dell's yanking your chain again.
All right. So, with no further ado, let's roll the clip.
Oh boy, I totally got this.
What are you trying to say?
All right, we're here.
What are you trying to
Don't do that. Hey,
no, I'm not
everybody.
He's not going to.
We are back.
We definitely weren't talking about Del maybe dying.
The
No,
intro
we're not
video
talking
worked,
about
guys.
It did. Fantastic. So,
Shout out to our
And
tech
it-
guy, keeping
in
the
the
lights on
effort
over
to
there for us.
save Karis's life, Esper made a desperate bargain with a fake creature known as the guinea fig. Karis didn't die, but had been changed in a sort of way into something small and
He got turned
winged.
into a.
Being in dangerous territory and missing
don't
other
read the
party
book?
members, you did not have time to figure all of the nuances of what's going on. Meanwhile, your new companions Atarn and security chief Lucas were faced with more of these Gnolls,
The real MVP.
which your new companion had shown swiftly how to deal with. Reuniting the group of you once again after both of you decided to Scooby-Doo on both directions. Unsure what the next step is to take, conflicted by the loss of a friend, and unsure of what is to come ahead. The appearance of more Gnolls would most likely be evident in the near future. So you've prepared this cavern that you found on the side of Maruz Duran. You've covered the front of it with a lattice-like set of wooden spikes that point outward. You've stumbled upon an item in there, a red gem, a red glowing crystal of some sort. And you all sat down to take your next rest. So
I had super forgotten about that red gem. That seems
I
like
did as
something
well.
we
I don't
would-
remember that.
So was it a short rest or a long rest?
Oh, whoa! Hey, guys! That is
Oh,
awesome.
jeez.
Hey, welcome in.
Whoa, welcome.
Welcome, Ray.
Oh,
We are just
welcome,
getting
Ray.
started.
That is awesome. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are excited like we are. So, what are you guys going to do? You guys are in this damp, dark cavern. You see the small glow coming from the back end from this strange red gem that seems to kind of pulsate lightly, a red glow. And it's getting darker outside. So there's more of a chance of Gnoll party raids to continue throughout the night. Not to mention the strange creature that you had recently come up against that started all of these problems.
Well, I think first of all, since we're kind of stuck in this cave for the time being, we should really deal with this gem. Has anybody touched it?
No.
Not yet.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Detect Magic, and just see what kind of vibe it's giving off. If
Okay.
it's giving off some like real angry magic, or like if it's chill.
So when you detect magic, how does that sense look to
So
you?
I kind of sink down to my feet, sink down to my knees, and just take a moment and kind of it's almost a sound with me. It's almost like I hear the bells of Jinx ringing in different tones, and for some reason the reverberation and the vibrations that I sense from that give me different ideas of what schools of magic might be involved, and what kind of enchantments have been placed on things.
Okay. So you slink down, get close to the ground, you listen, and from that direction you do hear a ching, and the vibrations kind of reveal that magical essence?
So it is enchanted. There's something magic about it.
But it doesn't give off a specific.
Right. It's just magic in
school.
general.
It's magic in its fullest form.
Using my experience, if you guys don't know, in the world of Xyathay, there is a substance called flowstone that's basically crystallized magic. And it is toxic in its uncut state to people other than a certain race that lives here. But drawing on that knowledge that's kind of common knowledge throughout Xyathay, do I recognize this as potentially flowstone? And if it is flowstone, does it look like it's been cut so that it might be safe to touch and use? Or does it seem like it's still raw and maybe dangerous?
Give me either a investigation or a history check, depending on the way you want to evaluate this.
You know those are my two strong suits, James.
Of course.
I know all of the history.
All of the histories.
All of the history and all the investigations. Well, it doesn't really matter because I have a 1 in all of those. So I will go with history.
Nice.
13.
13.
Could be
So
worse.
take a moment, you kind of step back up, walk closer to it. Examine it from a distance, of course. Knowing what you know and the rumors you've heard of how flowstones work. The exacts of this thought process is that this gives off a similar feel, but without extracting it or utilizing it in a way, or having somebody that would be able to instantly discover it or understand it. You're not pulling exactly what you're looking for.
And I think I'm the closest to an arcane class we have. Guys, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to take this and just like put it in the pocket and let's just forget that it exists for a while. Because we really don't have time to deal with this. It doesn't seem inherently dangerous to me. Do you mind if I just like put it in my bag and we'll talk about it when we get out of here?
The gems that we saw in the mining cave, were those purple or red?
Purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it don't even
Those
look
were the
like.
color. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
These look less. This looks less refined too. This is almost like the piece of a vein of iron, or it's there, but there's no jagged edges. There's no symmetry to this. It's not. It's a natural occurrence rather than the gems that you saw and the crystals you saw in the caves in outside of Tothenshire, where they were more.
Yeah.
It looks grown almost at that point.
So I'll take a piece of my already kind of cut up sleeping bag, and
you're just dissecting the sleeping bag at this point. I mean,
I need cloth.
You've got pieces of cotton kind of falling out the ends of it from when you've cut it and you've pulled before.
When I made earplugs, yeah. I'm gonna just take a small piece of the cloth and kind of grab it with that so that I'm not directly touching it, just in case it is flowstone, and just kind of tuck it safely in the bottom of my bag, and just worry about that later. Unless when I pick it up, even through the cloth, that something happens. But so with that, I'm going to put it. I said, "All right, guys, I think that problem is neutralized. Now, while we have a minute to catch our breath, all the fortifications are there, and hopefully they will hold. Let's talk about what's happened. Let's take a moment, because I sense some tension between Decimus and Avidia. Decimus and Essifer. That's her name. Her name is Essifer, not Avidia. Essifer.
Talking about.
Sorry, guys, we've taken a 3-week break. They got to remember their character names again. That's how this thing works.
But Decimus, you know that Essifer was trying to do her best to save Karis. We saw him down, and she did the only thing that she thinks should be done. And really, right now, I either need you to swallow what happened down and put it aside, or just give into it and become a rage monster and kill all of the Gnolls that come. But right now, I hate to say this, but we don't have time for you to collapse. And I say that in the most loving way I can because I love you and I want to take care of you. You're one of my closest friends, but we have to be strong right now because we're in a really tight spot. So, what are your thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts at the moment.
Okay. Esifer, is there anything you want to say about the situation?
Not really. I did what I thought was best, and it went very differently than I anticipated.
Okay. These reactions are not good enough. This is something that we need to forgive each other. Decimus, I promise that we will figure out what's going on with Karis. And we'll fix it. There's going to be a way to solve this. As a matter of fact, that brings us to you. And I'll turn and look at Zap. What the hell were those
Zap.
things? And what did they do to our friend? You seemed like you understood what a guinea fae is, and not only that, you actually look like you have a look of the fae about you. So how are we to trust that you aren't in league with this thing, didn't lead my friends into a trap in which they would be touched by this thing? Like, we need to hear your side of the story now.
Fair enough. I am touched by the Fae in one way or another. Not born one, but afflicted is one way to put it. Not in league with a guinea fink, although I've never seen one in person. The tales, lots and lots of old tales about them. And who's to say exactly what's true and what isn't, but I do have at least a general knowledge, and it seems as if a bargain has been struck with one, which means there's no undoing it.
Roll me a
At
history
least
check,
not.
Zatara.
Okay. I can do that.
Could have been worse.
It's with a 13. You have heard of specifically guinea fink being used as sort of like couriers of packs for higher nobility of the Unseelie courts. It's not that they are specifically, they're connected mostly to them as servants and messengers, but they're given a bit of leeway compared to your, other types of creature. They have their own will to do what they like, which also is very dangerous because they are considered mischievous on their own.
So I'm afraid your friend is going to be in his current state for quite some time until we can find a way to change it. Or if it's possible. I'm afraid I don't know more.
Well, in my line of work, I've learned that there's no contract that can't be done with a choice blade here or there or a forged signature in the right spot. The way that forged signature reveals itself isn't always with a pen, sometimes with the stroke of a blade. But do I believe him, James? Does he seem to be telling the truth?
Roll me an insight check.
I'm good at insight too. You'd think a spy would be like kind of good at that. Oh wow!
Hello.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
was honed in.
he's
Attention has made him super
the
aware.
information that he's giving you, at least to this point, has you portray as the truth. You don't seem to see that he's hiding anything. He seems to have, based on your current responses to how he's spoken before and the interactions during combat, you're feeling this connection of honesty.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
believe you. So you have been eliminated from my list of worries for the moment.
I do have one more brief piece of information you may find interesting about it.
Okay.
Guinea Fink often don't act alone, meaning
Great.
the Guinea Fink has done bidding for another. They just seem to do the bidding their own way. So that's something we should tuck back and keep on a back burner. That's a discussion for a different day. But maybe
Yeah, I
worth
agree.
trying to seek out more of what that means.
There's more immediate problems at the moment. Decimus, I really like. I get that you're big and you're stoic and you're badass and stuff, but I'm really going to need you to open up a little because, like, now's the time.
So through all
Okay.
this, you've seen two different reactions between the two other individuals that you've been running around with.
Yeah,
Lucas.
Security Chief Lucas is an amazing monster killer, and Caitlin is an awful trash person.
Facts.
Caitlin has definitely kept her distance away from Decimus, and has almost this innate fear of him after everything that has happened. Lucas is pretty much trying to console her, but at the same time just keeping an open ear to everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But she has stepped probably 20 or so feet away from you guys, even during this conversation. And she's just been kind of slouched down, hands over her, like around her knees, and just her head and her sitting on, or like her chin sitting on top of her knees as she just kind of moves back and forth.
And when seeing that, I'll even turn back to him and whisper, Decimus, she's terrified of you. You need to explain to her and everyone, like, I know that you didn't do this on purpose and your eyes were deceived, but this whole quiet thing that you're doing is just making it look like you had some kind of psychotic break and broke everything. And I know that's not who you are. Please, dude, we need you to open up here and take leadership here. We need your input and your advice. You've fought a lot more battles than I have, and we need you here present in this moment.
I don't know how I can open up when you tell me not to say anything. I'll
What do you
crack
mean?
as many skulls as I need to for you all, but if I can't voice my feelings and my opinions on the situation, then there's no point in me opening up.
No, voice your opinion by all means.
You just said we have no time for conversation.
Oh, with Caitlin. With you, there's always time to listen to what you have to say. We have a moment. If the situation changes, then that may switch. But while we've got a moment,
I don't know how everyone's taking this so lightly. I mean, do you not see what happened to Carries? He was my best friend. He was there when I got saved by the troop, you know. He's been by my side all through everything we've been through so far. I may have somehow let someone get the best of me and turned on my own friends, but after I came to, then of course I rushed to him just to make sure he was fine and do everything I could to keep him alive. Me and Caitlin, he was bleeding a lot, but we were able to stop most of his bleeding. He seemed to be stabilizing until whatever Essifer did.
And I understand that, Karis. And Karis, sorry, he's on my mind. I understand what you're going through, Decimus, and Karis meant a lot to me too. I know not as much as you. And there will be a time when we get back to an ale hall where we can all fart. We can all fart. We can all fall apart and process the loss and break down together. But this isn't the time for us to break down, and that's the only reason that I haven't shed a tear or allowed myself that emotion. And I tell you, that's unusual for me, Decimus, because in my line of work, I have been trained to never feel friendship, to never feel attachment, so that when the loss comes, it's meaningless. And it's a lonely existence, but it's the way that we're taught. And I need your help because I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with the loss of a friend. And I'm kind of falling apart, but I feel like I don't deserve to have these emotions as much as you do because you had a true friendship with him. But I need your help. And as for I need yours too. Zap, I guess if you want to pitch in. I don't know you. But
Zap.
you two are the closest things I've ever had to a true friendship and a true connection. And you can't let this pull you guys apart.
I can set this aside until we finish the situation that we're currently stuck in, but I can't just completely walk past what happened.
What do you want, Decimus? What? And I'm not saying this in an accusatory or sarcastic way. What do you want us to do about this?
Honestly, I have no idea what we can do about this. It seems there is nothing we can do. You've heard what Zatarn has said. There's not really any undoing, and we don't even know who we've made an agreement with. Well, not we, Essifer.
But Decimus, you have to keep in mind we haven't even started looking for the answer yet. We can't give up and say there's no answer when we haven't tried. I have friends, my father, I have connections at the university. If there's a way to figure this out, there are people who can help us and things we can do. This isn't the end of the road, it's just the start of a new quest.
We seem to get in a lot of those.
I mean, and we've been fine so far, right?
I wouldn't say we've been fine, but we've managed.
So what's to say that what gives you any inkling that this won't be the same, that we'll figure it out and we'll manage and we'll get through it?
This seems a lot different than what we've normally dealt with on many
It's
different
just another
levels.
demon. It's just another demon.
We haven't even fought any that we've released so far.
That's true. But before we weren't as strong as we are now. We've gained power, we've gained equipment, we've gained
Not enough.
not enough, but if we keep gaining, who's to say that one day we won't be able to take on the world if that's what it takes?
I'll take on anyone I need to get Karis back.
Then let's do it. But I need you to forgive as she was just trying to help, just like you were.
I don't think I can do that right now.
And you don't have to right now, but have you ever rushed into a situation before that got us all in danger?
I've only rushed into situations where I've got myself in danger.
Think if you'll remember the whole, like the very first thing we did as a group with that time that you just punched that guy in the head. Didn't really stop to think that one through, and I'll kind of like chuckle and punch him on the shoulder. But we got through that.
You guys could have left me for dead.
Why
No,
would
we
we? You're our
couldn't.
friend. Sorry, Esper, you broke up. What'd you say?
So, no, we couldn't.
No,
And he's still here.
he's still here, and he doesn't seem that hurt. He seemed his normal self. He seemed pretty hyped about having wings.
He doesn't know how to use them yet, but
Yeah, but that's not surprising with Karis. He's a cleric, and I'm pretty sure he couldn't cast any cleric spells. But it's going to be okay, Decimus. You're not alone. You didn't just have one friend. We're all here. Maybe Zap. I don't know. I don't know him. But it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to get Karis back. And everything is going to be fine. But if you need to take that rage out on something, I have a really strong suspicion that there's going to be a lot of Gnolls here very shortly.
Well, if it's very shortly, then I better get some rest.
Okay. Zatarn, Security Chief Lucas, I guess Caitlin, do you guys want to take the first shift of sleepings? And Esifer and I can stay up and look.
Yeah, we can. We'll take it.
I know that Caitlin's going to have a little bit of a hard time sleeping after what happened.
Yeah, you can see as she tries to stand to her feet, like even grabbing the blade at her side, it's it's quivering very heavily.
And I don't particularly think, as hurt as she is, that she's going to be that effective in combat unless she sleeps. So I'm going to dip into my poisoner's kit, and I'm going to try to just throw some stuff together with the ingredients I have that'll knock her out for a while. That'll
give her
just like
Valium.
put her to sleep. Yeah, essentially, I'm trying to
Give her some value. Got it. Yeah, roll me a medicine check with the. Yeah, just roll me a medicine check.
Just
And
don't
here's where
accidentally poison her.
Here's where I crit fail and kill her.
Oh no, you've given her poison.
Uh-oh. 9.
It was close.
It's close.
No, now you just amped her up with amphetamines.
Yeah.
Wrong
Shit,
vial.
that was
not the concoction I was looking for. No, with a 9, nothing
Maybe I just
seems
don't have
to.
ingredients.
Yeah, you're shuffling through your stuff, trying to gather ingredients for it, and you can't seem to piece the different ingredients you would need in order to give her something that would completely knock her out.
All right. Well,
and
time to
she's
get the
also
vial.
extremely insistent on staying up with Lucas and Zatar.
Yeah, but you guys are going to sleep. It's your turn to go to sleep. Me and Esifer are going to look out for a while.
Yes, we're the first shift.
Yeah.
I must have.
It's okay.
My head.
Me and
still
Esifer are going to stay up. Everybody else take the
hurts.
first sleep shift.
Okay. And even though she seems to somewhat grumble, she accepts the sleep with the fact that she can still feel the wincing pain in her abdomen, where her ribs were jammed into her body.
Sure.
That
But
would do
yeah,
it.
Yep, I'm just gonna lay propped against the wall with my hand wrapped around the handle of my hammer. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
okay. Anything else? Anybody else wants to do before the watch starts?
Esifer is preparing for the watch, but she's going to start her earthen waltz. So that activates her tremor sense with a 30-foot range. It's part of keeping watch.
And for all of our new guests, since we seem to have quite a few tonight, which is exciting, what is the Earthen Waltz, and can you give a little bit of a description of how that looks?
Well, Esifer is what we call a spell dancer class in this world. So they cast spells via dance. So it's always by motion and no spoken words. Because her blood touch is earth, she has chosen to use the earthen dance. It's called Earth Waltz. and it allows her to channel the flow of the earth and the landscape around her. And it gives her the ability to gain tremor sense when she's first performed this dance. And higher levels, it will give her the ability to shape the earth and stone to produce both offensive and defensive measures.
Awesome. So yeah, you start to almost hum at first, and as you do, you bring you start to perform the dance. And I need to research my dances because I'm not
Don't
a
even
dancing
worry about
person. But
I feel it's similar to like earth bending.
it's kind of how I'm seeing it. Is it's
For Asifer, it would
it's
be,
very,
especially with her Etherean background.
mm-hmm. But yeah, no, she does her earthen dance, and it's more of a way to connect with her surroundings. And then as the end of her performance, she kind of places her hand on the ground as a way of feeling the vibrations and understanding what those mean in the earth itself, right where she's at, and how they would be different as if anything was approaching. Okay, is it Tarn? Are you just?
I
Yeah.
actually would like to approach Dell here as we're settling in. So I would reach into one of the smaller pouches on my belt as I approach, and produce a small deck of cards. Actually, just gesture towards you as if you would be interested. You and Esifer.
Yeah, sure. It'll keep us up. Esifer?
I suppose.
I would shuffle quietly, not doing the full thing. Quiet shuffle here at the mouth of the cave and start dealing some Conan Drews and watching the woods beyond the cave.
Asifer's only going to half pay attention to the game. She's going to start flipping through the book.
Yeah. Dale is paying attention, but his mind is torn in several directions. So, what's your deal?
Home was no longer home. Needed somewhere new to be. Just happened to stumble across you all in that process.
Yeah, that seems to be a growing problem in the world.
Mm.
Displaced homes, tragedy, lament, all that stuff. So I don't know much about you, but we're about to be in some real deep stuff here, and we're going to do our best to protect everybody, but there very well might be some casualties here. I mean, who knows how many of these Gnolls, not gnomes. Gnomes would be way better, unless they're wizards. But do you have any ideas of anything else we can add? Any information about the area that might be helpful to us?
The little bit I've seen, the whole area is pretty difficult for anyone. Although you seem to be able to leave the ground at will. That trick might come in handy.
Sometimes.
All I can tell you is that the care that I've seen demonstrated between you and your fellow party members is something that I have not seen or felt myself for a very long time, and I don't plan on abandoning no matter how rough that it gets in this situation. And until you tell me you won't have me anymore, you can count my bow in.
And I appreciate that. I will say that we've faced our own demons and some of other people's demons together, and that's a lot of what's brought us this close and this reliance on each other. and I'll reach up and take a bit of wine and kind of take the makeup off of my face and reveal the small swirls and uh, almost tattoo like wind gusts. They almost look like kind of like the Japanese style like tattoos on his face. We all have our own crosses to bear. We've all seen hardship and we deal with it in our way. But the thought is appreciated and the intent.
I didn't
And
want to
then,
upset the large one any further, but
yeah, he'll be okay, I think. That day. As for it's not your fault at all, but it's going to take him some time to get over what happened. I mean, I know that you were doing what you thought needed to be done to save Karis. Anyone would have done the same thing. These things happen. I want to say these things happen, but I've never actually had someone turned into a book before. But I'm sure it's happened somewhere, and they did just fine.
the tales of the guinea fig are far stranger than a book.
Yeah.
A book seems a little bit merciful.
But you're just going to have to give him time, Essifer. I don't think this is going to be something that's fixed soon or easily.
I know, don't.
It's not, like I said, it's not the end of the world. I mean, Karis seems fine. Like when we saw him, I mean, he's some sort of demon, but that seems to be par for the course. Some sort of demon, devil, whatever. But I mean, we freed a lot of demons, so we can probably free him. I'm going to take a look at this gem a little bit closer, guys. Feel me out for a hand. And I'll reach into the bag and pull the gem out and just kind of spend some time looking at it.
As you pull the gem out of the bag, you can see the non-refined portions of it. The crack from where it pulled from the vein. And this thing's only about the size of a golf ball, but
yeah.
there's no symmetry to it. There's no direct lining. It's all curvatured and organic.
And I'm gonna, James, just for a while, just like for like an hour or so, I'm gonna go sit at the mouth of the cave and just let Zatarn and Essifer have some time to talk while I'm looking at this gem.
While you're
kind
focusing
in my
on
own
the
thoughts. Yeah, and I'm kind of in my own thoughts and kind of dealing with. Dell is dealing with a lot of changes right now and a lot of new emotion. And
completely understandable.
So he just needs a moment to himself to think. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for just a little bit.
Okay. So as you walk closer to the mouth of the cave, roll me a perception check since you're just looking, or you can tell me what your passive is. One of the two.
Yeah, let me look and see. Where does it say our passive on?
Should be the parentheses right next to the character, or right next to the ability.
14.
Okay.
Because I am a little distracted. I'm not.
Yeah. You're not actively glancing around, but your
right.
Your peripherals are still there, though your difficulty seeing in pure darkness would be hard enough as it is.
Yeah. But those agent instincts are still there to kind of
exactly.
Spidey sense.
But yeah, you kind of step probably 20 feet or so from the entrance where you've lined the stakes. Okay. As you sit there and you kind of crouch down and stare at the gym, you just kind of start to ponder the questions that you've had throughout the last 24, 48 hours. Zatar, you're kind of picking up the last shuffle of Conundrus and watching Dell walk away, giving the opening to speak freely with Esper, this very long, slendered Etherean woman who, up until now, has really not revealed any sort of blemish to her or change in her skin. But on her left side, on her palm, or on the top part of her hand, you did see what looks like a tattoo, kind of in this bluish green color, and then right at the front, a reddish orange flower kind of bloom look to it on the top of her hand.
I know I don't know much about you, but are you all right?
Don't know. My blood
That's
touch has
fair.
changed. It used to only be vines. And since this whatever it was happened, these blooms came. And it grew a lot from what it was before.
Do they hurt?
No, they're just very, well, they did when they first expanded, but not anymore. I don't know what it is. And my magic has changed.
It's alarming.
It's
As long
become
as you,
stronger.
well, less alarming then. So you are Etherean?
Yes.
I only know information on Ethereans from the books. I've never actually met one.
Well, now you have.
So as you say that, my cloak, I'm gonna like pull my arms into it a little bit and pull it out, and my cloak begins to show a little bit of imagery, fuzzy at first, but a vague outline of like clouds, skyship, like that. This is all I know. And just kind of point it towards you. Are you familiar with these? Have you ever seen one?
Used to live on one.
Really? What was that like?
Is all I knew. Compared to this, it was very different. It took me a while to be used to not living in the air, living on the ground. It was very, very different. That helped a lot.
I'd give almost anything to ride on one, even once.
They're not very fast moving, but it does give you quite a view of everything.
I pictured them moving quickly. That's interesting.
No. Well, if there's a storm, but then it's not by our choice that they move quickly. But that's no different than I would think being at sea in the middle of a storm.
Well, perhaps I'll get to see one day.
I saw one recently. Couldn't see the color.
Worried about your big friend. Seems distant.
Paris were very close.
Not to sound insensitive in the least, but if we are ambushed much as we expect to be, his mind cannot be elsewhere. Do you trust him? In the moment, that is.
Absolutely. Battle.
Well, then I suppose I will too.
He knows. Very, very good at it.
Seems rather fortunate for me to have stumbled across you all when I did, although it seems to be a very unfortunate time for you.
Is we've all come together in our own way over the last few years. We were part of a troop.
Mm.
We all left that behind.
I once had family. Small, but family. And once he passed, there was nothing left for me there, so I understand moving on.
Dell, Decimus, and Karis have been my family.
Well, forgive me for speaking out of turn, but that seems like one very close-knit family, more than I've ever had.
We've all come to it in one way or another. And maybe, I don't know, our roads will, our paths will, run together for some time.
I hope so. I plan to stay for as long as you'll have me, at least in this situation, because it appears that your family cannot take much more loss, and I simply cannot walk away from that.
Appreciate it.
You finish your conversations. They'll kind of you realize that time has passed so quickly. And that rest is catching up. They need to switch off soon to get the fullness of your rest.
I'll tell the other two that it's time. It's time to switch shifts, and I'll go over and wake up Security Chief Lucas and Caitlin, and leave Decimus to sleep.
It's time already?
It's time.
Okay. And he kind of like wakes himself up, steps up, kind of leans down, puts his body underneath the arm of Caitlin to pick her up, and they start wandering towards the fire that was placed within.
Dell will find a corner and kind of fold himself up, sitting down with his knees drawn up, and he's just kind of holding this gem in his hands and thinking how it's like him. It's split and unfinished and raw, and he just keeps playing back events of his life in his head, times that have gone wrong, times that he's been betrayed, times that he's had to betray, and he just falls asleep while he's holding this gem, and he falls asleep with it in his hand, and that's where he'll sleep.
Okay. Please roll me a Constitution save.
Yeah. 17.
So you all drift off to sleep, and the night becomes nothingness at this moment. You staying up seem to drift through the evening as if not a worry. And then the evening comes, or the ending kind of their watch comes to the end, and they walk over. Caitlin goes back to sleep, or stays as far away, but Security Chief Lucas kind of throws his chest out a little bit, kind of walks over to Decimus and taps him very gently on the shoulder. You're up. I hope you had a good rest.
Oh crap! I was hoping Decimus could just sleep the rest of the night. There's
3
more
watches.
shit.
3 watches.
I'll just get up and mosey over to where we've got the armaments or spikes, whatever you want to call them.
Okay. The defenses that you
and just
placed.
sit.
Okay. Before you go to sleep, Lucas kind of looks over to you and he says, "We stoked the fire, just so it doesn't go out. But I hope you had a good rest." And he kind of like scurries off to next to Caitlin and kind of lays down in the bedroll that they have, and they both go back to sleep. And Decimus, you are there by yourself.
Yeah,
Mind just holds itself there. The emotions continue to just go through you. Roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. Hey, that's not bad. 15.
15. You hear out in the distance a scurrying, but other than that, you see a silhouette of a figure, some creature, kind of bustling through the deadlands, or the dead hills. These creatures would not be more than maybe a foot and a half tall. Some sort of scavenger type rodent or something.
Okay.
But if you don't have anything else to go, then your watch will go.
I'm pretty much just sitting there, just staring off in the distance, making sure I know exactly what's going on outside of this cave. Nothing comes in. And trying not to let everything that's happened in the past 24 hours really affect too much.
Okay.
Knowing what we've got to do within the next 24 hours is going to be very important. So I'm trying to stay in a decent headspace.
As you finish your watch, and everybody starts to stir in the mornings, you can see that ominous light that comes over the mountains in the morning. The blues and the reds and the yellows starting to blend into the morning sky. The rest of you start to wake. And the cavern starts to light itself as the opening is large enough to gain the sunlight from outside. Though this is very overcast, with you being right next to the accursed mountain of Maruzdaran.
As people start waking up, I'm going to clear the cave entrance.
You go to clear the cave entrances. You pull away some of the spikes out of the ground. You can see the tracks that the creature left the night before. But other than that, the area seems quiet. You still see the bodies lying nearby of the Gnolls that you had executed earlier. one of them seems to have been picked at by some scavenger type creature the night before. Pieces of tuft of fur and skin seem to be pulled off of the carcass. Rest of you start to stir, wake up.
Yeah, I'll wake up and look down at the gym again.
Make sure you all have got your long rest.
Oh yeah, should do that. Oh.
It's probably going to be helpful.
That didn't sound good.
I'm just saying. I mean, y'all wanted
Oh,
to
we already
take
know
the
what
8
we're
hours
getting
to
into.
sleep. You kind of want to have at least the spells renewed. Just a thought.
Yeah, I'll wake up, look at the gym again, and then put it in my pack and start gathering my stuff for the day.
Other than the pulsating seems to have kind of quieted. It still has a very raw shimmer to it, even after being removed from the vein.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my bag.
Okay.
Morning, everyone. I said good morning, everyone.
Well,
Loud. Eh.
I haven't had any caffeine yet.
There's no such thing as caffeine. I think you mean caffeine.
Caffeine.
So
The other
what's the
two
plan now?
seem to start gathering their things, and you can see both of them. And Caitlin still has most of her side wrapped in some heavy bandaging. So what's the plan?
I don't know. What's the plan?
I mean, I know we need to go.
Is this Caitlin talking?
No, this is Security Chief Lucas.
Okay, I'll listen to Security Chief.
I don't know. You all seem to have a bearing on what's going on, and I'm just kind of here to help.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily like specifically requesting a plan from you, Security Chief Lucas. I understand you're here for the plan, but I was kind of talking about Decimus and Essifer, and I mean, you're a good guy, but you're kind of an NPC.
Wow. Wow. I'm looking for new. After that, I'm looking for new actors. So just send me a message.
I think Bill's gonna die soon.
I own part of this, bitch. You can fire me if you want. I don't know, Security Chief Lucas. I understand you're here, and you do a fine job at the assignments you're given, but I sense in you that you don't want to do a lot of planning. That's not that sort of thing's not really your bag, baby.
I mean, I'm just here to help.
For the ride.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You're new to this game. It's completely fine. But like grown-ups talking, like what's the plan?
Let's go hunt down some gnolls.
I mean, do we go after them? Do we wait for them to come after us?
Isn't the afternoon more so when they're out on raids?
I don't know. I don't know how gnolls work.
Don't know much about Gnoll society except they're filthy beasts.
I mean, when we ran into them in the road, it was the afternoon, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. I think I've heard that they pee on their own goatees to attract mates, but that's about all I know.
Well, it seems they like to raid during the daytime, so that'd be when their camps are less active.
Do we just go like burn their shit down? While they're gone, we can just like destroy all their stuff?
Yeah.
We could at least go check and see what.
We still need to find that body with that red
Yeah.
I think Karis would want us to burn everything.
burn shit down. Burn it down.
Yeah. Let's burn it down for Karis.
Huzzah.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys gather your things, head through the Dead Hills, heading east around the perimeter of Maruz Duran, seeing areas where tracks of gnoll prints seem to scatter in multiple directions, hunting parties that have been here days before. Some your direction, some heading backwards. You take a moment and you can see as you come around the part of the mountain, you can see about 3 campsites in the distance.
You don't know what is
We can see the camps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're about 250 feet away from the camps.
How many gnolls seem to be in the camp? Nearest us.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay, and actually pretty okay at perception. Yeah. 19.
Stepping up on top of the hillside, you can see closer. You can now see what looks like three gnolls sitting around a campfire, a large creature on a spit. You hear the hackling, the creatures above. But you can also see 3 tents.
How close does it look like this food is to being done?
Oh, you'd have to be a lot closer to see that.
Do you guys mind if I sneak up there for a minute?
Go be sneaky, Del.
Sure.
I have an idea.
Of course he does.
Would you like some company just in case?
Take the short
Maybe.
guy with you.
How good are you at sneaking?
Fairly proficient.
Okay. Yeah. I would like to sneak up on this camp, please.
Okay.
So heading up towards the mountainside, you can see now large cliff rocks kind of separated in sections. But within there are areas where the ground is flat. And getting closer, you've now noticed a fourth, a larger tent kind of off to the side, like a crimson red top to it, more so almost at the same size that you would see on the small troop tents.
I will whisper to Zatarn, could you go make a distraction? I'll stage with you. Could you go make a distraction over there? And I'm going to come in from the other side, and I'm going to poison the shit out of their food.
There.
I think that would be a way to deal with this camp, or maybe at least make them reduce their capacity.
I can do that. Just give me a few moments.
And you don't even have to reveal yourself. Just throw a rock or make a weird bird call or something. Don't get caught. But
All right.
and then we might even move to the next one.
Let's see how this one goes first. If we can get away clean, let's do that.
Yeah.
But first sign
okay.
of trouble, we regroup with our friends.
Yeah, for sure. This is
Okay.
going to be fun. I've never failed this kind of mission before. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Everything's awesome.
This definitely isn't the first time that my party has ever let me stealth and do anything remotely saboteur-ish. So it's going to be great.
Like we could stop him.
Yeah. Well, usually it involves just Decimus and Karis running in with their big hammers, giant books. But maybe we'll get some subterfuge here. So yeah, I'll kind of start making my way to the opposite side of the camp of Zatarn and see what happens.
Okay. As you start to make yourself kind of up the hill a little bit, going around the opposite direction, away from this massive, the large tent that you've spotted, you do see two gnolls kind of coming down the hillside a little bit, heading your direction.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hide. I'm gonna hide. Look around for something that looks like it's easily hideable behind, even if
The
it's a
way
tent.
that the mountains shifted and structured, it's very simple to find places to kind of jut yourself inside of little crevices to keep out of vision, unless they're going to pass directly past you. It's very simple. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Uh-oh. What'd you trip on, Del?
Why'd you
As
hide the bag of
you-
leaves?
As you
Snap.
as you jut quickly, your foot kind of catches a loose rock, and you can hear it across the ground. And the gnolls look up, start sniffing at the air. You can hear just this kind of cackle starting
So
between the two of them.
I kept one of their shitty daggers from the piles of bodies. If they're like looking in opposite directions, I'm going to try to throw one of these daggers into the back of the other, so that maybe they'll think that like they got sneak attacked by their friend or something.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
I see nothing going wrong with this at all.
I'm out of options at this point.
They
I've
may
messed
not know
up
you're
pretty
there.
bad.
I don't think I can even see you at this point. We've kind of separated.
I rolled a natural. I rolled.
There he is.
Do you need me to give you some sort of
You rolled a
weapon check with
natural. Actually, I want you to give me a deception check with that.
Okay. All right.
Or performance, whichever you. It's more of the intent of how you want to.
Well, James, I have a perma advantage on deception checks.
For any of you who want to know, this is another one of our wonderful classes of goop from Gooey Cube. So we definitely check those out.
If you throw this thing and you just flat blade one of their ears.
Oh, did we
Yeah,
lose
so
him?
give me your. Did we lose him?
He's definitely
I mean,
frozen.
he's got a nice grin on his face, that's for sure.
He sure does.
Grinning from ear to ear. Hey guys, this
God.
is going to be a wonderful time. If you followed us, make sure, or if you haven't followed us yet, make sure that you throw us a quick follow. And the word for tonight
or not 11, 100.
is Flowstone. So make sure that you type Flowstone in, and when we return, we're gonna decide who our random giveaway person is for tonight's giveaway, and we'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes. Flowstone, all one word. No.
All right, guys, we
No,
are
that's
back.
No, that was Magus. That was Magus.
marvelous.
Yeah. No, that was Magus. That was Rob.
It was Robert.
Yeah.
We're back.
Okay.
By the way,
So who's
We are
Alice Nor?
back.
Isn't that Casey?
Hi, friends.
We back.
No.
no.
No, that's-
Hey.
It was
They changed. Ah. Anyway, they snuck it up on me, guys. This was not cool. Anyway, they love throwing these random things out at me, but
Oh, that's definitely Casey because he's talking about True Dungeon.
yeah. So congratulations, Alice Nor,
Aylesnor?
Aylesnor.
I think it's
I don't
Alice
know.
Nor.
He told us a couple of weeks
Alice Nor,
ago,
however
but
you say it.
you know,
Yeah, I'm
Brain
telling you, I'm
dead.
pretty sure it's Alice Nor.
Yeah,
Casey
Alice Nor.
Casey doesn't have hair.
Yeah, no, that's not him.
No, it
Yeah,
was
I love my
No,
hair.
it-
It's not
one of our
Casey. 10
roommates.
out of 10.
that's not
Gooey Con.
Casey.
or
Alice Nor. It's
Gen
Damien.
Con.
Oh, it's Damien.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's still
I'm
makes
sure we
sense
did this
with the
like
True
last
Dungeon
week or 2 weeks
It
ago. We're
does.
like,
We
Alice,
did.
Alice,
Alice Nor. Alice
Yeah.
Nor.
Get caught up.
I told
Yeah,
you.
we're catching people up, but thank you guys. Thank you for the for all the follows and stuff like that. The special cup that is being given away tonight will go to you. Please send your information to Pam or Nvidia on chat, and she'll get that information out to our shipper, and they'll get that shipped out. So,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You can expect to get Decimus's soul in the mail in 2 to 3 weeks.
yeah, imp. That's
Maybe
what we're
it's a
giving
book.
away. Maybe it's a book. All right. So, returning from our situation, after we had Dell
Oh yeah, I have to do stuff.
disconnect,
Hey, it was Dell this
you're-
time and not
you're
me.
Rolling
Yeah, he had to-
the deceive.
we had to hit the
Yeah.
reboot button on the Agent of Jinx for a second and see if he can get back here. So,
Hopefully that wasn't Jinx.
just as he's about to throw the dagger, he just stops.
Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good now.
Oh, okay. I'm not rolling
Come
stealth
on, Matt.
checks. I'm not rolling my check. Let me refresh.
Yeah.
Nope, you are not.
I clicked the button, but it didn't go. Oh, don't do this. Come on. You can do it, baby. Come on, we're almost home.
Sending
Almost
connecting
home.
thoughts.
We'll be home tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're reloading.
Oh.
All right, we're
This
coming
is a
back.
commercial
that's
brought to you by
happening.
Foundry.
There we go.
Oh, did it roll?
No.
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 Okay, I'm still rolling in, but if somebody has a commercial they'd like to. Never mind.
If
I'm
anything,
back.
we could roll an ad, but that's about it.
I'll open up Baldur's Gate to read that vampire book I never read.
Okay, I think I'm back. Let's see. Deception. Advantage.
Dice.
Dang. Okay.
19. Yeah, without a second glance, you draw the broken, jagged dagger that you've picked up from the gnoll the night before and smack him straight in the back of the head. The gnoll turns around, and they both kind of, the other one's still facing away, and he takes his back of his hand and just right against the back of the head, and you start to see them bickering back and forth as they're as you've crept yourself into a hole. This knot kind of growing on the back of the gnoll's brown tuft of hair.
Okay. Well handled. You did it. Are the other gnolls like paying attention to them?
No. So the way you have it built is you're up the mountain, so away from the campsite just enough.
Okay.
Kind of sneaking down. You would have been sneaking down the mountain to get into the campsite
Okay.
near the fire.
So taking advantage of them like squabbling, I'm going to try to continue moving down the hill.
Poison
Okay.
the fire or the food.
Roll me another stealth check, and I'll say because of the squabble, you can have it at an advantage.
I may need it, James.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
dice roll was bad.
I don't know. That 19 says otherwise.
I don't think you'll get that extra. Yeah, I don't think you can get that extra perception too on the second one. So
12.
12. You slide down the dirt and kind of slip into another area where the rock is kind of folded over top, and you dip underneath it just in time for both of their heads to whip around and look, and they can see the streak of coming down the mountain, but it seems the rocks just continue down.
So they do see me or they don't?
No, they didn't see you. They just see what happened, the aftermath of you sliding down the mountain.
Aftermath
Okay.
of death.
Okay.
Okay.
In the meantime, Zatarn, what are you doing to prepare the distraction?
I'm going to be rotating to see if maybe I can find... I'm looking... Do I see anything in the way of live animals that maybe they have, like, prepped or waiting to kill? Do they have horses? Do they have anything like that?
You know, how about I just show you?
Fabulous. But wait, there's more.
But wait,
I
there's...
think they eat dudes.
They eat
Oh,
dudes.
Say dudes? Like dudes generically?
So, for our friends...
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so
Ooh,
Del,
picking
you've
up
kind
the
of
button now.
slipped underneath this crevice right here. And you've got the two Gnolls walking down the hill. My Gnolls. When you need them, they just don't want to appear.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the Gnolls?
No, there are two of them coming this direction down the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've kind of dipped underneath where it is, and then Zatarn, you're coming up the bottom half, so you can see here. You would have been coming from like down this way, and there's this pathway that goes up towards the large tent, and then there's a large creature over top of this specific, this specific fire that's lit currently, and but otherwise they don't seem to be holding cattle or something for additional food.
And you said the fire more off to the right-hand side here is not lit. The one
It's not lit. The one to the right-hand side. The one to the left is lit and has some sort of large boar or small, almost could even be a horse. It's hard to tell just by the char of the food.
I got it. The other white meat. Okay.
Can we see what's going on?
You guys would have saw Del kind of slide down the mountain and then vanish. And you guys are all down here in like the bottom left corner looking up the mountain. And this is the mountainside as it comes across the side of the mountain. It's really hard to describe with the whole, 2D, 3D craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later I'll dive into if we can start bringing in some sort of some way for me to burn some time into Tailspire, I will dive my face into it, but that's going to be a ways from now.
Yeah.
So it's like playing with Dwarven Forge on 3D. But yeah, we have lots of plans, Peter. Promise.
So
this isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
From this point, he said he was going to poison the food. I doubt he meant like the space bacon or whatever they have going on here on the thing. We're gonna.
That's definitely what I meant.
Oh no.
Well, nobody thinks.
All right, I was like, that's in the middle with all the people. I don't see anything actively that would allow me to distract all of them unless... Okay. What I would like to do is sneak my way towards this large red tent, if possible.
Okay. Completely possible.
Yes, I would like to go to the red tent around to like the back side. Maybe I don't have a thing. Maybe like I don't know what to do. To the right of that box there, the box with the X on top of it, just to the right of that, behind the
Take
red
it away.
tent here.
Okay. Yeah,
Things
give me a.
seen Dell go sliding.
Mhm.
I'm coming in, not fast, just slowly approaching and keeping my eyes open.
Okay.
Decimus is the one who goes running in.
Tarn,
She
you-
sees him slide. No.
Give me an athletics. Give me an athletics check then to see if you can trail that upward. It's a low DC, but see if you're slipping or sliding on the.
What do you mean athletics? All right, let's do this.
Don't roll one.
There we go.
No.
7.
It was 6 more than 1.
It's much more it's not as difficult.
You're a lot
as you thought it
shorter
would
than the
be.
rock.
Apparently the steep wasn't on my mind.
You kind of caught some of the rough slide to it. Oh, that's not good. Welcome.
I don't like that. What was not good?
I don't know in chat. But you catch the slide. The gravel start to move underneath your feet, and it slides down a bit. And you reach out and you grab one of those vines, and you don't realize it, but there's thorns and briars on it as you grab a hold of it without losing your balance. So it stops you right about here. I'll move you to there. And you'll take 1 point of piercing damage.
This is exciting. Well, not having any other plans at the moment, I'm going to continue to try and get up this hill. At least for... My goal is this rock on my right-hand side here, this edge of the mountain. I would like to get onto this little plateau immediately to my right. And at least have some sort of cover if I needed to drop flat, because right now I'm a little bit naked out here if somebody wants to run up, so I would like to get up there.
Okay.
I would like to continue to scale this mountain to get into the bush.
Yeah. So as you get closer to the edge here, you can now see one of the other ones creep out of the tent. This one's similar in size, kind of has these burn tough marks on its left side that just kind of where hair was at one point, but no longer. And he's holding what looks like a nasty looking cleaver on his hip as he heads over to the creature on the fire and just tears away a piece of meat and jams it into his face. You did also notice that there is another figure pretty much straight ahead of you, sitting on the boxes, a little larger in size, has this infernal red mohawk that goes down the back of its head, and a grayish brown blend to its hair. And he seems to be wearing what looks like a patchwork leather and other pieces of materials kind of sewn together, if a Gnoll could sew. And but yeah, that seems to be, you've now gotten sight of at least most of the camp at this point.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm really just trying to get like 10 feet over, kind of up to my right. I want to get on that plateau, and I think I have an idea.
Okay. Roll me one more, either athletics or acrobatics, depending on how you want to do it.
Thank you. I'm going to use the vine that I'm on and swing, crawl, ouch my way up here. Let's do that. Oh, that was almost better.
Geez.
Stupid chat box bouncing my dice back.
Take another point of piercing damage, but you still do get to where, and you're right there by the box, right?
Yes.
Yeah, is that good?
I was actually trying to go up, back, I don't know, like here or that area. Yeah, that area up here is where I wanted to be.
Yeah, so you're about 10 feet ahead, like a higher than, like if you wanted to, you could take a jaunting leap off and kind of land on top of the tent, though you don't know how sturdy the tent is. That's about the level that you are at right now.
So what I would like to do, if possible, so I have the 50 feet of rope in my pack here. I would like to cut off about 18 inches of that, wrap it and knot it on one of my arrows and light it on fire and shoot it into this tent. And because I heard them talking about setting things on fire earlier, so that's going to be
Right, Ed.
This is so much a distraction as an attack.
Could be a random desert fire. I don't know.
He thought it through. He heard what you were saying and decided to
Burn it
take it
all
upon
down.
himself to do the exact same thing that you all do.
He added
So-
2 + 2 and got destruction.
Look, I heard multiple people earlier in our little team rally going, "Man, you just want to burn it all down." So I sat here and I was like, fire sounds good."
Yeah, I mean, not wrong. Fire usually does work in some cases,
I'm
but
not standing in it.
yeah, well, maybe there's that too, right? You gotta make sure you're not standing in it. But yeah, no, you do you have the materials for that kind of thing?
I do have rope. I have 50 foot of it. I want to cut off a little bit, and then
Okay.
I have arrows. So I'm just gonna use my tinderbox here, light it up, and as it actually lights and begins to catch, I'm gonna fire my arrow just into the tent there and see if I can't light it or whatever is inside of it on fire.
That's where the
Or is it
paper we
this-
need is.
Oh, I hope not.
Undoubtedly.
I forgot we were looking for paper and our plan was to burn everything down.
Yeah, well, you know.
Nobody told me that fire.
We messed up.
So yeah, no, you roll me a sleight of hand and then roll me an attack roll against the tent.
Jeez.
All right,
this
and
is
an
gonna
attack
be-
roll.
You're gonna get your distraction.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
Out of nowhere.
no.
Across the campy here.
Shit.
Let's
Oh,
go.
Great shot.
Hey.
There you go.
We got it.
So you fire off the arrow, and as you do, it immediately goes out. The wind projection, and it goes straight through the tent. And as you do, you hear from something inside.
So as I
Oh.
shot it, because
Well, that's a distraction.
Is bellowing
told-
like
the last thing that I
unnatural
heard,
scream or like roar coming from inside.
the last thing that I heard was Dell said to like make bird sounds or something. So I'm
No,
gonna shoot the
never said
arrow.
that.
And
Not one
he
time.
said bird sounds. I heard it.
Well, you've already seen the rest as the yell went
Yeah.
off. The three of them
Yeah.
and the one sitting on the crates kind of steps down, grabs his blade, and starts heading into the tent.
I'm like
Okay,
dropping. to my
now you
stomach.
can light it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop to my stomach. And as I'm sitting here, I'm not lighting it or anything. I'm gonna fidget with this stupid rope and see if I can't tie it onto another arrow and get it to sit better. But I'm not. It's like laying kind of out of the way. If this is elevated, I should be. If my mind's catching what you were saying, right? This is a little bit elevated around the tent. So I should
Yes,
be
you
able
have
to
the same
flap and
height
get
as
out
the
of view.
tent.
Okay.
The only other thing you noticed is out of the two top ones near where Dell's at, two more seem to kind of pop out, looking around. So you,
Popping out
Whatever-
and smell like daisies.
like crawling out of the tents, looking around, confused. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep fidgeting with my rope because I'm not moving right now. Because apparently I seem to keep having no ability to navigate this cliff
I mean,
and
you
hurt
shot
myself every time I
something
do.
very well.
I did.
Actually, I need you to roll me. Actually, I need you to roll me damage on that too.
Oh, sweet. Damage. Crit hit.
100 billion.
Let's go.
It's dead.
13.
Oko.
That is a lot.
For one arrow, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Someone's leaving with a limp.
Hey James, when I held that flowstone and I had to make that Constitution check, did my body feel anything? And I like turned off, or was it just something that happened while I was asleep?
It was
to like do corruption?
No. So what it was making sure that you didn't fall asleep with it, and it would have, touched you.
Okay. And something bad would have happened, right?
It wouldn't have been great, no.
Okay. Seem to have a new plan.
Episode 30.
He's gonna throw it at somebody now.
All right.
Episode 30. Gnolls Suppository.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So as you,
Yes, it was your out loud voice.
right? I have to watch because my my sound deafener doesn't catch all of my accents and stuff, so I have to watch what I'm running with.
Mhm.
But
He's using accents?
I'm trying. Leave me alone. It's more
That's
the
okay.
yelling and the making the noises for items and stuff like that I know sometimes I'll watch it bleep up, but it doesn't go all the way through.
Your American Virginian accent is just
Yeah, I'm not even from Virginia. Don't even start. See, it must be spectacular then. All right. Next, we will. Dell, is there anything you want to do? Essifer and Decimus, you heard that massive yell as well, even from far away.
Well, you said we could when we first saw this, we were about 250 away.
Yeah, you probably are closed in about 200 at this point.
Okay, so
if
we
not
can
closer.
see Gnolls milling about, headed towards the sound that came out of the big tent.
No. So you didn't see anything on that end. You would have just saw Gnolls starting to move around.
Right.
So all the other ones really didn't move. They didn't go into the tent. They just started shuffling and looking around.
But we're seeing these Gnolls on the outside moving around.
You see
right?
these three outside of these
Okay.
tents that are moving around now, and they seem to be startled or looking in all directions.
And we saw Dell slide down into
What looks like
somewhere.
Yeah, you saw
come
where he
back up
slid
either,
to.
so-
Like you can even kind of get glimpses of. You can see him shuffled underneath the shelf of a rock, and holding underneath it.
Can we see the two behind him?
Yep, that are walking towards. They'd be walking towards you guys at this point. They'd be heading down this mountain at this point.
Okay. Well,
You need to start putting tokens on these things rather than
I am
building
mildly
maps
concerned
amazingly,
that
'cause I can't
watched
take
Dell
these-
go and it hasn't come back alive yet. Like he's just been gone since he fell into some. Like I watched him slide away.
Yeah.
it was a deep dark hole. Okay, so these two guys up here, I'm just gonna chuck an Eldritch Spear at them.
Oh God!
Okay.
Why? Subterfuge
All right.
hasn't failed us yet.
Well, apparently it did. Anyway,
Well, because they're gonna see us in a minute anyway, and if they see us, they don't see you. and
Give me a second.
and the big guy's got a big
dragging him-
hammer.
You're dragging them towards me, though.
Lay down here.
He's folded like
You
a
go
lawn
the
chair in a
other
hole.
way.
And he's gonna have to fight his way out.
yeah.
I
So
have
you
a
said you're
plan.
just firing the Eldritch Spear. Yeah, it's 90 feet. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think. See if we can get a decent roll out of it.
Hey,
19 definitely hits.
There you go. You're better at shooting than I am climbing.
Hey,
Ooh.
10 damage.
Ooh, all
10.
right.
Max damage. Yeah. How does so with your new abilities? How does your what does your Eldritch Spear look like?
Let's see. It was green before, now it's also red, so it's green and red and a little bit of purple in there. And this just lightning just flashes out and
Yeah. So as
Right in
you
the-
watch the three colors just blend together in this spiral as it just goes across like a dart straight into this creature, and without it even realizing what had happened, it just pulsates back for a second and kind of staggers up to growling and angry, salivating a bit at the mouth and looking around in every direction as the other one notices the direction of where that came from and starts pointing towards you guys. All right, we're going to roll initiative at this point because you guys have started the crap. All right, so
But
let me,
they're in hiding.
no, it's
They're
really
in hiding.
yeah, that's right. They're in hiding. But if
And
they
then we're
don't,
just going to aim Decimus at them.
pretty much. All right, let me see here. Do I get them all? I take him
I'm so glad I got my one opportunity to do subterfuge.
right.
What did we
Nope,
learn?
I did not want to make everybody disappear. Things you're seeing. You're not supposed to see. Get rid of that thing.
I see everything.
It's not doing it.
No,
I don't
everything's
like
gone.
this now.
Control Z.
Everything's gone again.
What
Oh
in
my
the
god,
world is going
I'm
on?
really hating this thing. Just you don't see that. No. I hate boards right now completely. Oh, this isn't cool at all.
We'll just pretend we can't see it.
There we go.
We were
He's go away.
prepared, except for the Decimus, who's not quite in the combat yet, but the rest of us were fully prepared.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You're back there a little way.
someone
having a hard
said
day.
that I shouldn't go sneak around, so.
Yeah, well, the plan
Oh,
was
yeah.
to like
An
be
elder-
And I can
sneaky.
remove the
From, like, over
I can
here.
remove the goat
Sneak is off.
since that thing doesn't have an initiative. That's just dead meat. So remove the goat. All right, let me see what we've got here. For
I
all of
rolled
our
very
players
well.
at home, we can scare the crap out of people real quick.
Oh, that critical got. Wait, that's bullshit, James. That critical was turned into a 9, and you know
Was.
it.
I didn't see it.
Knows nothing
I
of
don't
the
know what's happening.
It animated
It's
its way
still
into
on a
prominence.
9. It was on a 9 on the screen, and it still said critical.
You gotta see which one it was. Leave me alone.
That's bullshit.
Like to file a formal complaint.
No, what happened is it did roll a critical, but then another dice came and hit it
Mhm.
and made it a 9.
If my
All
dice
right,
gets bumped,
so
I
as
have to stay
you,
on the line.
you start to see the one. Literally, it's perfect because the one that you fired at was the same as the one that noticed outright. So Asifer, you still are up to 23.
Do it again. Bite his freaking head off. Oh.
Shoot his
We're
freaking
gonna
head
try it
off.
again. Same one.
Hey.
Heyo!
Hey,
Nice.
I'll take it.
somebody fixed their dice.
Mhm.
Hey.
God dang.
With another blast from across the screen, across the road of, how do I call it? Across the mountain, across the area. Anyway,
Field of battle.
yeah, across the field, slams straight into this one. This time, you see blood just splatter against the ground, and
It lifts him off his feet. And
he takes he falls to the ground, pants heavily, and kind of lays there for a second before he tries to get back up.
Did he shit himself? You said pants.
No, he did not. He got,
You shitted.
These
Okay,
ones
so they
pants are
have
heavy.
more than 20 HP.
also, remember, guys, that you have the control of our wonderful character Karis. So if you either throw us a subscription if you haven't already, or if you donate $5 to our wonderful cause here to keep the lights on and the getting us new equipment to keep giving you guys better stuff, then that'll give a Karis heal to pop out to one of the players. So
you can still give us luck for spending points, right?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
As long as that's turned on, which it was turned off last week due to the
Oh, yeah, it has not been re-enabled then.
I can fix that.
I did not
Son
touch
of
that.
a bitch, James.
It was James.
It was my fault. I apologize. It says I didn't want you guys all to have luck this time, and have fun.
My monsters are
Okay,
going to hit.
disadvantage DM.
Oh yeah. Also, we're gonna raise that a little bit though, because it is more of a important thing for people. So there is one of those.
You're sad that your monster never hurt us.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I just want to make sure that we're raising the Gooey reward cards. I think those are more powerful than we kind of led up to. But yeah, no. So everything should be back up and normal. So yeah, if you check your channel points, since if this is the first time you've ever been in combat with us, you can give advantage or disadvantage to your players or myself. And if you want to give people Gooey reward cards, you can do so by tossing out 200 gold. You aren't allowed to do that. I had to take a second, and I was like, "Excuse me, you're a moderator. Go away."
Well, what else
I'd
are
like
we
to
going to spend
revoke
our
my
points
moderator
on?
status.
Yeah, you can come bug us. You can come bug us during tavern talks. That's what you can spend. your
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I can just ruin everything
Yeah.
because I have 34,000 channel points.
Jesus. Oh snap!
that all?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I still got it.
Elf
Alexander
Alexander.
handed one out now.
All right, cool. Who are we giving? Who would you like to give that one to, Alf?
I would like to make a secret prediction that he gives it to Pam. Oh God, he's giving. Oh no,
Dell.
Oh, I finally got something. Thank you. People don't reward me.
All right,
Roll out
I'm
of
the
his
worst.
Dell, roll me a
hiding
D4.
spot.
It's because we all need hip waiters for Dill's bullshit.
Oh, I've got a bit of bullshit coming up too.
Roll me a
We
D4.
know you do.
3. You got advantage on initiative roll for next turn or next
Okay.
round.
Well,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
That-
8 feet tall. I
but
don't
but I
need
get to carry
waiters.
that over.
Yeah, that does get to
Yeah.
carry over. So make sure you note that.
Awesome. That will be a big help.
Okay.
Put it in your loot.
I will.
All right.
Not
In
your
the
instrument, but your bag.
meantime, I see what you did there. Yeah. All right. This one is going to charge off in your direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6. Actually, you know what? He's going to pin himself
say,
back
how
here,
much
trying to give
movement
himself
does this-
some cover.
Jesus.
A lot.
That's what
He's
doing.
got 4 legs.
They're par
He's
force.
running
This is
off.
dumb.
He's going to make sure that he hides over here with some cover, and he's going to draw his longbow. Or short bow, rather. All right. And that puts us at Dell. So hidden currently, Dell. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I just kind of am like sitting there thinking about my options, and then I go, shit, magic. And then I just cast Disguise Self on myself and make myself look like a gnoll.
That may not be a good idea.
But with my hat. I still have my hat, but everything else is gnoll.
You still have your hat, but everything else is null. Okay.
Everything else is gnoll, and I'm making a bandage
A
appear around
gnoll?
my throat with a blood stain on it.
So a
Okay.
Gnoll stole Dell's hat.
Yes.
Right. And what kind of? What, give me some descriptives. Like what kind of gnoll do you look like?
Yeah, I just look like
A regular gnoll.
A regular?
I look
Grim
like
gremlin.
one of the gnolls. I look like one of the gnolls that we killed back at the camp. So I just have this
Okay.
like, patch, kind of rotted leather armor, and I have
like
like
Jekyll.
shitty like broken like short sword hanging at my side.
Okay.
Maybe a crappy buckler on my back, which is actually not there. The short sword is actually my rapier, and the shield is nothing. But yeah, I just look like a gnoll, just a shitty like regular ass
Shitty
gnoll.
regular ass gnoll. Got it.
Yeah.
Shitty regular ass gnoll. Got it.
That's what I
Right,
look
up.
like.
Shitty.
All right.
And then I just kind of stand up and like,
Out of the hole.
yeah. And before I do that, though, I do reach in my bag and pull out the flowstone in my hand.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
Hey,
just
Red Rock.
start heading
Towards.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. And what is
Like
your what is is it a bonus action or an action to
It's my
dash
action.
your okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action, cunning action, and dash. 15, 20, 25, 30. There. And then
Okay.
that's going to be the turn.
All right, so you watch as the three gnolls kind of look. Well, the two that are there, the other one's laying on the ground, kind of half burned up, and you see parts of the top. The fur is completely just dissolved from the spears that have been thrown at it. But the other two just kind of look at you, and they start growling at you. What do you do?
Your mic's muted.
My mic's muted?
Mine
No.
is.
No.
I
His.
open my mouth to talk, and then I point to my throat and go,
They start nodding and growling and just pointing towards that way where the spear is coming from. Good on you, man. Good on you. That was good. Inspiration on that one, buddy.
"Thank you."
Inspiration on that one, buddy. That was awesome. I see how you planned that. That was good.
I should have done this from the beginning, James.
You should have. But, we live and we learn. Plus,
I
we
forgot
haven't
I
played
had
in 3
spells.
weeks. We haven't played in 3 weeks, so we'll take what
I
we
had
have.
no spells for a long time and spells for a short time.
Yeah.
So I forgot they
All
existed.
right. The one is going to try to get back up. Well, he's going to get back up. He's definitely going to dive over here behind a rock and behind the barrel and just lick some wounds. He's not doing good. All right. Zatarn. I don't know why I have you labeled as Zav. What do I label as Zav? Anyway.
So I think what I would like to do is is this area off to my right and up? So let's say my northeast here.
Yeah.
Is this area over here, is that elevated from where I'm at?
It is. It is, and you can still see those gnarled vines that kind of just creep along the ground, and it's the only thing of vegetation or growth that you've seen out here. So
okay, I'd like to try and get up there on the highest point here.
Roll me an athletics check, as it is a little steep. It's about an extra 10 or so feet above. It goes up north. Oh, look at you, and somebody got it. You get that advantage too. So roll your advantage.
Oh, thank you for that. Coming in clutch with the advantage.
There it is.
Yeah, with the advantage, you find the footholds and the spots where you slip for a second and you kind of grab your bearing, and then you continue to climb up to the top. So I'll put you right up there.
Okay.
Okay.
So currently in front of me, I just see a line of gnolls.
You see a line of gnolls, yep, including one that has a wrap around his
hat.
Yeah, it is wearing Dell's hat though.
Okay. Then the one, I think I'm just gonna kind of draw and shoot this one right here.
Okay.
Maybe. My button's not working again. Rude.
Jeez.
Let's go.
Ooh.
All right.
That crit.
All right.
Crit damage,
Let's
y'all
see.
are
Let's
throwing
get the
out
auto
tonight.
crit on.
Those dice.
Yeah. Right in the shoulder. He's not doing good.
I would like to drop again to my stomach. I don't know if I can do that.
If you did, it would take you the next turn. Would take you your action to get back up, like you're prone.
Okay.
So
I'll just sit here and look interesting, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I'll use my remaining bonus action to, I guess, Hunter's Mark after the fact, because that's the thing I should have done before.
You got Hunter's Mark, the same one?
Yeah, why not? We're here.
All right, why not? That's how we do this. I don't know. Where's the Hunter's Mark? Is that it? Marked. Cool. He's marked. All right, awesome.
That'd have been an extra nice little chunk of D6 there and forgot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, remember you're about 30 feet above ground level right now. So you got a really good opening to I mean, there's that too. But
And if anything tries to come up here, it's going to get ram headbutt.
Nomakin, I have the high
Yes.
ground.
All right, that puts us at the Gnolls. The two that are in the top are going to start walking towards, kind of like stepping around stuff, and
But that was the one I was shooting at.
that one. Oh, wait, what?
That one with my thingy on it.
Oh,
See?
oh shit! I gave the wrong one. All right, let me add 20 to that
Just use
one.
the tokens.
That's why I lit it up
Oops.
with the whatchamacallit.
No, you're good. I need to get the newer version of that, because what you see and what I see this little itty bitty dot that's like this big.
Oh,
That's
my
what I see
screen.
as well.
Yeah.
And everybody else, like I said, but you personally see the like giant like light up. So
It's got like this funky square around it.
yeah, exactly, which would make my life 100 times easier if I saw that too. But I don't. So yeah, no, this one's going to definitely take cover then, because the other one wouldn't have taken cover. He would have ran forward, but he'll take cover for right now. Yeah, he's going to go up the hill. Nope.
He's
And
gonna
this one's gonna
nope
kind of-
right out of there.
Yep, and this one's going to kind of back him up and draw his short bow and look around.
Yeah, sure.
But they're gonna conceal them, or they're gonna take some half cover on those mountains. All right, this one is gonna come over here and kind of dip behind here. Surprisingly enough, though they are Gnolls, they somewhat tactic. Cool. All right.
They have a sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
They've got
Death and preservation. It's really all the things they know.
They got a whole set of tacticals in them.
Yeah, they got some tacticals in them. All right. Decimus,
Excuse me.
you are up, and then Asifer, you're on deck. Yeah,
Alrighty.
tacticals.
I'm gonna do the
Click
only
that.
thing that I can do, and that is run at them at full speed.
See what I tell you?
That's my boy.
Right. And he's back.
That's my boy, Blue.
Yeah, I can do 60 feet. Yeah. So I'm gonna get right there, pretty close to my guy.
Do I have that set still? Let me make sure I've got this.
And then I'm gonna bonus action rage,
Yes.
and that's it. That's all I can do.
Yeah, no, they're gonna freak out with you just charging straight at them. This one is marked. He's gonna take cover over the barrels. This one is looking around, looks at you, Del, and points up onto the mountainside over here, and then comes over here and takes cover.
Okay.
And he's gonna pop a shot. He's gonna do it gonna do it very disadvantaged, but he's gonna do it. Kind of lob one over at Zatarn. Does 13 hit Zatarn?
No.
Yeah, it's just, and the arrow kind of cracks on the ground. Yeah. All right.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of text.
Are you doing that on purpose?
Four score, 7 years
I mean,
ago.
it is your turn, so
No, I want to. Yeah, no, not really, but wow.
yeah.
I'm like
Just-
trying to find what. Yeah, nope.
It's just the top one. We're good.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I'm going up to my 40-foot radius that I can go. Can I still see these two that are hiding?
Yeah, but they are
Seasons.
like dipped behind the rocks, so it is at a disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Because I don't want to accidentally hit Decimus. I don't know if he'd notice right now, but
It would just make him angrier.
I mean, for you, maybe, because he might just turn around and be like, "Oh, new enemy."
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was that
Bounced
about?
off the
Hitting
rocks.
Decimus?
No, it's
Well,
since you
but I
fired
was aiming
way
the other way.
out of the. No, it's just smacks like breaks against a one of the rocks next to it.
They just get showered with pebbles.
Yeah, but they do notice now. They know exactly where you're at too, so
Okay,
gives them.
I'm good with
All
that.
right. This one is going to move straight up to you and try to bite you.
Sure.
And
Go
he
ahead.
also has this gnarled spear with what looks like a sharpened stone on the edge of it. Nothing special, of course. And he's gonna. Actually, he's just gonna stab you. He's not even gonna do anything else. He's gonna stab you. All right. 22
Yep.
hits.
That sure does hit.
For 2 points of damage.
All right.
As it just
Tank it up.
slams into, but the tough, like the thickness of your skin just kind of, it just cuts off the side of it, and nice little gash mark is on your arm. But other than that, it doesn't even bleed. Hasn't even gotten through the thick layer of your skin. All right. That puts us at
But they
Dell.
don't have multi-attack.
It's time for some old bullshit, James. Well, we're here to recover this paper,
Yep.
and that looks like a loot tent. So I'm going in the tent.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
You're
move
going
you-
in the red tent.
I'm going in.
So as you move yourself back just one step because you can't get all the way in there.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. So as you kind of fly through the tent, you see two figures. One, the creature that was standing on the boxes, kind of this somewhat torn up looking gnoll. But more importantly, you see in a massive cage, probably built for like the size of an elephant.
That's a really big
This
tent.
really like skinless looking white hairless creature about the size, like about 10. He's kind of hunched over. His ears have warped and have this points to them, and you can see the gnarled teeth that kind of go in all weird directions. As this is currently sitting in a prison or a cell.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't know they made venom in albino.
What? He's in a cage, right?
He's in a cage. Yes.
Does it seem to be a strong enough cage?
I'd hope
That's. I hope so. Yeah. How would you like to decipher that?
I would like to look at it.
Okay.
But that's not my main objective.
Yeah.
I just
So
walked
this
in.
is the just for anybody who's interested. This is our creature that's inside there as well. So he's
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, James, are you ready for the bullshit?
I mean, I'm used to the bullshit, so
Okay.
why not?
So I'm gonna go up and talk to this thing,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna like make noises, but I want to ready in action. When this son of a bitch opens its mouth to talk to me, I want to jam this flowstone down his throat and grab his muzzle and hold it closed.
So let me. Can we repeat that?
Yes. So I'm gonna go up to him and do my, and then he opens his mouth to like give me an order or something.
Yeah.
I want to take the flowstone that's in my hand
Yep.
and shove it in his throat, and then grab the muzzle with the other hand to try to force him to swallow it.
All right. Sure. Let's. How do we want to do this? So you.
I'm assuming some sort of deception check, maybe?
Yeah, definitely deception first.
Okay.
Frame it down as scramble. You're absolutely right. I'm just randomly clipping episodes tonight because there's funny crap's going on tonight.
22.
Yeah, no, the creature looks at you. The gnoll looks at you, starts to growl, and you can see this large iron set of keys on his hip, and as he starts to command, you kind of point to your neck, and then now I need you to give me a at this
Sleight
point.
of hand? I don't know. What's the ability that governs like?
I
Are you
mean,
just,
it
like,
would technically
lobbing it
be
into his
kind of
face
like
hole, or what?
it'd kind of be like a grapple almost.
Okay.
But let's roll a sleight of hand first to see if you can. No, I guess it'd be an attack.
Okay.
So roll me a melee attack.
Should have put it in a piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
So I'm just gonna roll a d20. Is what we're gonna start.
Yeah,
with.
roll a d20, and then we'll add your strength to it.
Could I use Dex?
Because he has good
Sure.
strength.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm giving you this, but sure.
So
I'm
that's
just really
15.
excited to see if this thing works.
So that's 15.
So 15 just meets.
Okay.
Um,
So it's in his mouth.
it's in his mouth. And then at this point, roll me a.
Grapple.
And this would it'd be a grapple, so it'd be an athletics check with, and because of the damage of what the. Oh, first let me see here. So grapple check with, I'll say, advantage because of what you just shoved in this dude's mouth.
And then I'm also going to cash in my advantage to give it a +2 from my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh no. So that's 10.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it'd be against his. So give me a second.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So it's still in
22.
his mouth. I just don't have his mouth closed.
Yeah, you don't have his mouth closed. He is going to take. Roll me a d4.
I
Okay.
hope he doesn't take any fingers off.
No, these things are dangerous.
1.
A 1. Okay. So, because of what these things do and how they deteriorate everything, because they're poisonous to that point, all of his physical traits take a D1 or a D4. So that 1 point of.
Hello? Wow.
So his strength drops by 1, his dex drops by 1, and his con drops by 1.
Okay.
All right.
It could have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to imagine though, this is what would have happened to you as well if you would have touched it.
Yeah.
So, just a heads up there on you for any sort of thought. So yeah, he just feels extremely weakened by this poison that immediately inserts into his body.
I was really hoping that it would do more damage than that. But that's okay. Every little helps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, it's just that you can't harness it, so it's more just the toxin of. Now, if you would have swallowed it, that would have been
That was the plan. And I should have punched him in his throat when I put it in his mouth to make him. Yeah.
All right. Cool. And it is the Gnolls' turn up here. Which Gnoll am I moving? Hold on. I got a bunch of Gnolls moving. Okay. This one is going to kind of pop over here, hide himself over this rock side. This piece of rock over here, and he's going to pop a shot over at Decimus.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, give him that. Oh man, I'm dumb. Anyway. Hey,
Yep, that hits.
everybody's rolling high tonight.
Oh, I'll take that.
For 1. As an
Yeah.
arrow sticks into you, like just cuts you. It doesn't even stick. All right. Zatarn, you're up. Decimus, you'll be on
Mhm.
deck.
Okay. Seeing as this guy ran behind, is he completely hidden from my view, the guy that I shot before?
Not completely, but he is ducked behind a
Hunkered down pretty well there, huh?
hunkered down. Yep.
Okay, well then I would like to use my bonus action to shift my hunter's mark to this individual over here.
Okay.
And take a shot at that gnoll.
Okay, and from your angle, he is not considered half cover. From anybody shooting out towards him from the like where Decimus is at, it'd be considered half cover.
All right, let's see if I can make this work. 16.
16 does hit. 16 hits.
All right, so with the hunter's mark as well, I believe that is an extra d6. I'm just double checking.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, I believe it is as well. I just want to make sure.
Let's go with that for this moment so we can keep moving.
Absolutely. It's actually a d4. That's why I wanted to look. It was too much. Okay, so we're going to roll this. Heyo.
Nice.
All right, and then let's go.
14. Yeah, no, you like the angle that you shoot at, you strike him directly in like right below the clavicle. So not in a full moment, but you do see like parts of his arms start to seize up a little bit as he's trying to move, as this arrow is just sticking out of the back of him now. All right. That puts us at the
I got sympathy for the bad guys, but I've dislocated both of mine. So
this one's going to continue to hide himself because, Anyway, the Pack Lord, the Gnoll Pack Lord is going to spit out the flowstone onto the ground and look straight at you, confused at one point, but then he's gonna reach out and he's going to draw this massive glaive from his back, and he's going to use that and then bite at you at the same time.
That's a word there. Glaive.
Mm-hmm.
So the glaive misses, and then he's going to reach out and bite. And the bite misses too. Nice.
At least he didn't bite you with the thing in his mouth.
Yeah. No, you just see the thing kind of fall against the ground. All right, and that puts us with the other 2 gnolls. This one is going to look around to see what shot him, and then kind of peek around the corner for a second, pop a shot off at Decimus.
Sure.
Oh, the life
Wow.
giant.
That hits.
For 2. And he's going to dip back behind. Actually, he's going to run back here, kind of away from everything, knowing that something's shooting him from somewhere else. And then that puts us at... this one's going to crawl up the mountain a little bit. Kind of get a different advantage point. All right. He's going to move all the way up to the edge to look out. Right. Decimus.
Yep, I am going to recklessly attack the guy in front of me.
Splatter him!
With my maul, of course.
If he's got his Gallagher on again.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I hope a 25 hits.
Yep.
If not, we leave.
19.
So they'll take
19 doesn't do anything crazy
13,
for you, right?
No. They will take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Dang. Yeah, that doesn't obliterate him, but he's not looking good, that's for sure.
That's all I got.
Near thing.
Yeah. All right. And then that puts us at this Gnoll, who still doesn't. He's just going to do another defensive shot over the. He doesn't know what's going on. He just knows he's getting shot at from all directions. Does a 15 hit?
On
Does
who?
not.
Oh, yeah.
On Zatarn. Yep. All right. So another one pops off over there. Same thing. This one's going to do the same thing and pop another one off at you. They know there's something up there. They just don't know what, and they can't see it.
Just listening to all these arrows clanging off the rocks.
Yep. Cling, cling, cling. Yep. Two more just drop to the. And then he's going to even take a little bit more of a position of avoidance. He's going to kind of do the same thing on this side. All right. And then that's so. Dell, as you avoid the bite attack from the Pack Lord, you hear this creature just kind of move upward, grab the bars, and just shake them, and you can see the bending of them starting to immediately happen with just the force of this creature.
Nope.
Okay.
May you want to exit stage right or something.
To answer your previous question, no, it's not well made. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Esper, you're up. Dell, you're on deck.
Even closer.
Okay.
And these guys are up on top of the rock, so I should be able to see them now, yes?
The
two
yes.
up here?
Yeah, those two up here you can see now that you're closer. Though they do still have you still are at disadvantage because of the height difference.
Okay. Oh, the one on the left. I'll take it.
Hey.
21 still hits.
We'll still take 4.
Yep.
Take
The
it.
spear still hits. All right. This one is going to attack you with its spear again.
Alrighty. Yep.
21
Still
hits.
hits. I'll take it.
For 2 points or 1 point. No, 1. Yeah, 1 point. All right. And then that puts us at Dell.
All right. So
at this point, I'm sure you didn't get hit, so you're
nope, it's still up.
okay.
So that's very important to the plan because I look like a Gnoll, right?
Yeah, but he knows that you just tried to kill him now too.
Oh, I don't give a shit about him. This thing in front of me.
Yep.
Oh god.
Could I shoot it with a crossbow?
Sure.
Yeah. And I want to be extra Gnolly when I do this, James. I want to be like doing the whole Gnoll dance and like doing everything in my power to say Gnolls are better than ogres in a made up language that I assume is Gnollish.
Okay.
And then I shoot this ogre with my crossbow.
Okay.
$22.
22 hits.
Shot.
Then I'll roll damage.
Yeah.
11 points of damage.
Okay.
Then I would like to use my bonus action to disengage.
Run.
Right.
And run.
And then I would like to drop the Gnoll form when I'm out to the side of that door and run.
Scatter.
And I'll
As
just go
one
to right
does.
here. And
Okay.
just
Give me a athletics check, please, because you are climbing mountains at this point.
athletics. Where is it? There. 13.
Yeah, no problem.
and then I will
You and your
drop
whole
flat.
legs.
Drop flat. Yeah, so as you drop flat, you kind of take like straight to you feel the vine kind of sink into your leather armor, so you're gonna take 1 point of
Okay.
piercing damage. I don't think you care with what you just did,
Nope.
but yeah.
Don't care.
All right.
You may not even notice.
Right.
Shit's real scary for Dale most of the time.
Yeah. All right. This one's gonna pop a shot off at you, Decimus.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, of course.
He's like, of course, the giant blue thing that's firing.
That hits.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
3 points.
Yeah, I'll take my 3 points.
Even on the critical.
Even on the critical.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind being the target when the combined
Yeah.
damage so far is like.
Well,
7.
and he's raging, so everything's half anyway.
Yeah.
Right. It's like 7 total.
Right.
And he's got a lot of HP.
Zatarn,
Yeah.
you watch this Gnoll bolt out of the tent and then change into Dell as Dell runs down towards you and up the hill.
Oh yeah, this is my cornfused face. I have no idea what's happening. I'm lost. Okay. Yeah, seeing that he just ran out of there. Let me see here. So the Gnoll over here, close to Essifer, straight line
Yep.
for me. Can I see that one unobstructed?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to bonus action shift to that one. And
Okay.
I'm going to take a shot. Because if they're just going to keep leaving, I'm just going to keep doing the thing. That hurts.
Ow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Just shoot recklessly.
Your
You'll be
arrow
fine.
just somewhere. You don't even know where that arrow went.
Yeah, the Gnoll morphing back into a dude. I'm hello?
If you were any closer, I would have said you shot Dell, but
Oh, I was
you're not
afraid
any
of it.
closer.
I'll take it, James, if you want to hit me with it. I
No,
pulled a
you're
lot
good.
of bullshit today.
No, you're
As
good.
I
You're
let
good.
go of the arrow, he turns back into a person. Shit.
Like I said, if you would have been in the vicinity of him, I would have said that would have been perfect,
Mhm.
but he's not.
Oh, yeah.
This one is still kind of hiding, like literally curling underneath this rock here and just licking its wounds. The Pack Lord is going to do something. So,
Oh.
as
He's going to let that thing out.
the rest of you are in severe combat with the Gnolls, this entourage, you just hear as this thing bursts through the tent. You can now see its bulbous form at about 8.5 feet tall. This massive amount of just gnarled teeth, a long red tongue, his eyes beet blood red, and his ears kind of perked out into the side a little bit. As he's looking around, he starts going, and for a moment he stops. And then he bursts, turns around, and leaps 50 or 30 feet in the air, and you can now see Zatarn, the claw, slam into the mountainside, and that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Man, I was hoping he was going to go after the Gnolls if he thought the Gnolls shot him.
I do have one question.
Sure.
Where the hell are Lucas and Caitlin and all this?
Hiding.
They are hiding, yes. Caitlin is
sleeping.
still completely petrified of Decimus, and Lucas would not leave her side.
Oh, they're definitely going to have been, like, assassinated by Gnolls.
No, we'll see. They'll probably come in next week. But I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I'm so glad we were back to the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you to all of our new friends. And I hope you guys come back next week to see the continuation of this ridiculous battle. And what happens? What is this creature that has now leaped 30 feet in the air, slammed onto the mountain, and has sensed Zatarn out of nowhere. So
Oh,
if you
this is your
haven't,
fault.
if you haven't already, we also do another talk on Wednesdays where we talk about D&D, so you can come hang out with us there. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.